the story of Nandi has evolved also over time. Um, the original story, it's not very clear that he is a bull, like Rishabha. Mahadeva had a Rishabha Vahana. The bull was separate. But we don't see an evidence of Nandi being that, that bull faced and all of that. Doesn't seem like that evolved over time where the Rishabha and Nandi kind of got merged into one. However, the story of Nandi is that there was a rishi called Shailada or Shilada, and he wanted a child. But he also saw other children and said, all of these children are growing up. Number one, they are not very, sharp, or they're not very smart. Secondly, they die. Children also go through a cycle, and eventually they grow up and die. So this Shilada was so powerful that he prayed to Bhagwan, and when Bhagwan appears before him, he asks for a child who will be as smart and brilliant as you, Bhagwan, as well as will never die. Now that is like an intense, it's good father. Obviously, he wants a brilliant child, but a child who is also immortal. So Bhagwan says, well, it's impossible to give you a child like that. The only way I can fulfill your request is I myself, and my Amsha is born as you, as your child, right? So the Bhagwan's Amsha is born as this little boy, and obviously he's brilliant, and he's, so the name is because the father is Shilada, the son's name is Shailada. It's kind of, that's how he grows up, and then he is brilliant and all of that. What happens is at some point there is still a prophecy that he may die. Some rishis come, I forget the name of the rishis. They come and say that there's a possibility that your child may die. So this young boy Nandi, the Shailada, he goes to Bhagwan and says, I've been told that you said I won't die, but these rishis are saying I'll die. And then Bhagwan says, well, I can't control karma. I can't control what will come to you. But Nandi says, what is the way to overcome that? And Bhagwan says, the only way is if you can stay with me all the time. And Nandi says, I'm very happy to do so. And Bhagwan says, can you be my attendant? So you'll be the head of my ganas and you'll be my attendant. And what better, what such an honor to do that. So that is where Nandi becomes the leaders of the ganas. And he's with Bhagwan all the time. And he's, service for Bhagwan is his only intent in or goal in life. And because of that fact, he's freed from birth and death. So he always stays in there, and it's kind of cute. Parvati also accepts Nandi as her own child in a way. So that's this beautiful story. And then there are some Puranic stories where Nandi is also Parvati and Shiva get Nandi married to somebody and all of that. But mainly, from a standpoint of a seeker, Nandi's role is very important because Nandi is the originator of many of the Vidyas. So Nandi, for example, learns about Shiva Tattva from Parvati, and he teaches it to students. That's called a Nandinatha Parampara. We have many sadhus even in India, and if you're familiar with the Hindu temple in Hawaii, US, that is also the Nandinath Parampara. Many of the siddhas that we see, like Gorakhnath and Matsyendranath, all of them are supposedly from that Nandinath or Nath Parampara. So he is the originator of the knowledge about Shiva. Interestingly, he is also an originator of the knowledge about Shakti. So even if the Shakta Parampara also, there is a Nandi Vidya. So there is, he learns about the Devi, and that's one of the Paramparas as well. So he has a role as an Adi Guru in a way, like because he, from Bhagwan and from Devi, he has learnt, and then he has transmitted the knowledge. I think he symbolizes valor, he symbolizes power, but he also symbolizes tapas and seva. And finally, he symbolizes knowledge or jnana. So he's a consummate, they can, no wonder he's in every, every kshetra that Bhagavan temples are there.